How's it going, guys?
All right, I think we're alive, Tim. I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Perfect. Hey, good afternoon, anglers. Welcome to the first Daiwa and Reed Zoom session. Today we're going to cover a few things, what's new and hot for 2020. Mr. Tim Fogarty is on the other line representing Daiwa. He's going to also fill us in on some of those opener day specials, I would say, right?
Absolutely. It's getting to be that time.
Yep, in mindset of what was going on in the last couple months. We weren't able to do sport shows, so we're going to call those opening day specials that I think you and the powers that be, Mr. Johnson, might have a little string or two you might be able to pull. And I'm Drew Arnold here with Reeds. I'm joined with my co-host, Mr. Keith Dahl, and the Walker Fishing Department. So we're live in the Walker store. Due to these untroubling times, we've got the front doors locked. We are going to reopen this Friday, May 1st, in Walker and Mille Lacs. So come join the fun. Hope to see you all here. So I apologize in advance of our speakers in the background because the call center is open. So throughout this, you can feel free to reach out to the call center team to save a buck, ask a question, help out, whatever it may be. So I apologize in advance because that is allowed in the background, but we're doing this live and none of this pre-recorded stuff. So Tim, I think we should hit on those specials. Let's talk about new for 2020. And Keith and I might have a little Reeds exclusive we want to hit on. And for sure, some Father's Day stuff, because as of right now, we have those Father's Day specials booked out and in the building. And hopefully we're going to have that event. But, based off what Governor Walz says and the norm as we know it today changes every day. So here we are, and we're going to talk about some fun Daiwa stuff.
Exactly. Actually, I think Governor Walz is speaking right now. So by the end of this call, we might have some updated information.
Well, the good thing is they're with us. We're having fun. And guess what? On we go with Daiwa, right, Timmy?
Absolutely. Hey, thank you all for being here and taking time out of your day to come. Yeah, and this is unprecedented times for sure, but we got to make do with what we got. And I appreciate Drew and Keith for letting me be on here and talk about some Daiwa stuff. So the unique relationship that we have with Reeds is a fantastic customer of ours, and we work a lot together. And together, we have created a couple custom combos for Reeds exclusively, something that you won't find anywhere else. And it's pretty exciting what we can do there and collaborate together. So, and try to key in on some key rods and reels that you guys are already looking for. So with that, I'm going to jump right into one of the exclusive bass combos that we have, which is a Tatula XT and with a Tatula CT reel. Drew has one in his hand. The Tatula CT is kind of our entry price point model into the Tatula brand. And as most of you know, the Tatula is kind of our flagship model in the Daiwa brand. So that's a $129 retail reel. Has our Mag 4C brake. It has our T-wing system, $129 retail. That particular one is a 7.3 gear ratio. We have it in both right and left hand. It comes on our Tatula XT rod, which is, that particular one's a 7-foot medium heavy. And it's kind of a do-all. That's why we chose that one it's a do-all rod, something not only for somebody that maybe is just starting to get into bass fishing, but this can be a great setup for someone that just wants something all around, whether it's for spinner baits or swim jigs, or even just jig fishing in general. So both right. Go ahead, Drew.
Hey, Tim, the other people that use that rod at Reed Sport and Friendly while we put that together too is you're spot on the bass stuff, but also your walleye guys.
Absolutely, for bottom bouncers.
Yep, for bottom bouncers, cranks, and et cetera. So, part of the fun thing that Tim's talking about in these custom combos, we call them at Reeds, is a custom combo is a rod and a reel, the best rod, the best reel we can put together to create the ultimate outfit with a few different price points in mind for the anglers. And so a lot of times you're not going to see these at any other shop, number one. Number two is they are literally a box that we assemble with Tim's help and Daiwa's help in making that custom combo experience for you guys, the ultimate setup based off what you can go after. So you'll see, a lot of times you're getting a 20 to 40% savings if you take retail to retail. And that's what we do with these custom combos. So sorry to jump in, Tim. I just want to let everybody know that it's a huge part. And with your guys' help and Mr. Johnson and the team out in California, we can make this all happen.
And the other cool thing is, and if somebody did want to use it for something else like a bottom bouncer or something, one of the cool things that we have is it's not necessarily a flip and switch, but just with the flick of your thumb, you can engage that reel again. So if you are using a bottom bouncer, letting a little bit more line out, you can just, with the flick of your thumb.
And Daiwa is the only manufacturer on the market, I believe, and I could be mistaken if somebody's got something new, but I believe that's the only one that does the flip up from the bottom option. Trying to go after the old flip and switch days, which Daiwa did in their Team Daiwa series.
And that's something that we don't really key in on a lot, but that is something that I definitely show people at, especially at shows or in reads. So that, if you were to buy those two items separately, that reel and that rod, that Tatula XT, that rod itself is $99.99. And that reel itself is $129.99. So you're looking at a $229 combo. I believe that we're selling that at $199.
You know, we can definitely rock that out at $199. I know for what I'd like to do is knock an extra $20 off. So if you walk in on Friday, it's $199.99. If you call us and say, hey, put one on hold for me, or we can ship you one, let's knock an extra 20 off for this Zoom session. And I would say, Tim, if you are good with it, and I would hope Greg's good with it, let's honor these deals probably till May 15th. Give everybody a little time to figure out exactly what they want, whatnot. And I'm sure Mr. Kerry Graves would be on board with that as well. Right?
Hey, in these trying times, I think we're going to do whatever we can to help out our customers. So
yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep. And the other cool thing, because that is a Tatula, I believe we might be able to even do something with do we have a shirt or something that we can do there? Maybe.
Yeah, that's up to what you guys put together.
Okay.
If we can help in any way, you tell me if you want to do a sport hoodie or whatever.
We'll definitely come back to that here shortly. So.
Hey, you're talking about the long sleeve hook deal that you guys were doing for Northwest. That shirt.
It kind of looks like this, but it's more white and a little bit red. But yeah, this is a Daiwa hook shirt, something like that. Yep, for Northwest that we had done in the past.
So you guys and gals on the Zoom session today, we do have a chat room set up. So if you want to chat about Tim's amazing shirt or his physique, let's hold those to the very end. But we'll open up the mics here at the end of the Zoom call as well for any questions too.
Yeah, and nobody poking fun of me, because I know that's one thing with these Zoom calls. I'm noticing I have a face for radio and not for TV. That's for sure. So. But
on to the spinning option, the Tatula, Mr. Tim.
All right. So in the same mold here, we did that same rod, the Tatula XT, but this is a spinning model. And we did two different actions, 7-foot medium, 7-foot medium light. And this is, again, this is not just specific for the bass fisherman. The walleye guy can use this 110% as well. We paired it up with our Fuego in a 2500 size, which is a great all-around size. That Fuego is one of our overall best sellers. It's a $99.99 reel. It's actually our entry-level price point that comes with MagSeal. And if you're not familiar with MagSeal, it's actually a magnetized oil that helps keep dirt, water, grime out of your gearbox. And it's just going to add longevity to the life of the reel itself. As Keith is showing it right there, you can see it's got our air barrel, which is it's very light. It's actually a hollow oval. Help me out. Air bail. Thank you. That just makes it a lot stronger. Think of almost even like a climbing deer stand, how they have round tubes. It's actually stronger. So gone are the days of putting it in your rod box and having it bang around and all of a sudden you have a bent bail. That air bail is going to help stop that. So one of the best drags on the market. Like I said, 7-foot medium or medium light. So if you got, whether you're wacky fishing with the medium or on the 7-foot medium light, if you want to use it as a drop shot rod or a Ned rig rod, or even as a walleye rigging rod, perfect setup for that.
And that package deal, I know we worked hard with Kerry and the team out there to make that package deal be an awesome win-win for the Tatula and the Fuego. Because that reel, I believe, is $99. The rod's $149. So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, what are you doing for a combo price? Basically, you're buying one, getting the other?
Exactly. So you're basically getting, you're almost getting that reel for free, essentially, when it comes down to it. What are we selling those at today for, Drew?
I believe that combo was $149.99 for the rod and the reel combo. So
that's sharp.
Yeah, for $10, it's a $229 retail. You're getting it at $149. It's a slam dunk deal. So that's been an awesome package. We did actually successfully get to a couple sports shows before this Ugly Devil COVID-19 hit. And that was a very, very well-received combo that we put together. So well done on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, one of the other ones you got to switch to coming up next on the spinning end of the world. Are you okay if I jump in?
Absolutely, Drew. Go for it.
Talk about the RG. So the RG is a combo that we came out with the help of Daiwa, with an all cork handle, because that was a number one concern. Daiwa's got the neoprene grip, so it's grippy, has less slip to it. Cork in the front, narrower, so a lot of guys or gals or youth can grab this because it's a narrow receiver. And then on top of that, you got the RG reel. So the Regalis is a fantastic little reel. We put this together with Daiwa's help, and that's a screaming good deal because I believe we retail those every day of the week at $149.99. That package, I believe, is $99. And we've got probably about 200 to 250 of those in the building. So that'll be a rock and rolling deal. And with the help of Greg and Carrie, we've got an exceptional package for the anglers on that one as well. So
yeah, that's definitely one of those deals where you are buying the rod and you are getting the reel free on that one. That is a 10-ball bearing reel. We have it in 2 actions. So we have it for your walleye jig fishermen. We have a 6.6 medium, and then we have it in a 7-foot medium light for the guys that are rigging. So I have a couple different varieties there. Fantastic setup, and I truly do. And I got some buddies that are pure fish boys, but tell you what, I love going head to head and having someone pick that one up, and then your Fenwick HMG Fluger setup, and I don't know.
Yep.
Spin them. I'd say spin them and tell me which one you think is smoother.
In these 3 combos, we're actually going to highlight in a little more detail as well on tomorrow's session. I'll be joined with Lee Johnson and Corey Brock, if all goes normal tomorrow, for a Reed's custom combo session. So
Cool.
Anchored with your 3 packages, a couple from Pure Fish, a couple from Lou's, but that's tomorrow's session too. Just heads up for you, Tim. So if you want to watch them and not post on that, more than welcome to, sir.
I'll come in and I'll start dogging everybody else's. No, just kidding. Which one you got there, Drew?
Well, I think what do you want to switch to next, Tim? Do you want to talk through rods? You want to go through reels? You take lead. You tell me.
Okay. I'm going to keep going with spinning reels, if that's okay. I'm going to jump in there. I saw that one you just had in your hand, but we're going to save that one for last.
That's my Greg specialty.
We're saving the Greg special to.
That's a Father's Day Greg specialty coming at us.
All right, we'll save that one to the end here. So, jumping into the spinning reels, I wanted to talk about our Revros, which is our opening price point. One of our opening price points on our spinning reels. Comes in all sizes. It's a 5 bearing setup. Intro price of $49.99. We have it from a size 1,000 all the way up to 4,000. Not sure if. I think we only go up to 3,000 in the store there, but we do make it. But it's a 5 bearing system with a foldable handle. Again, I challenge anybody to grab anybody else's reels in there at that price point and spin them, and you tell me which one is the best. I'm just telling you, that thing is tough to beat. All my guide buddies, they run those on all their guide reels because they can buy a lot of them and they don't have any problems with them, and they're smooth as heck. So
we did have pretty good success shipping a lot of those down to saltwater customers this last spring, or I should say winter as well, just for a price point reel that they were afraid if they spend a boatload is going to hold up. We had 0 complaints. 2 of the guys that were personally both have 4 and 4 in their boats and had no issues with it. So
they're awesome.
Welcome to Daiwa on that one.
Yep. Utilizes our LT frame, which stands for light and tough, which the majority of our spinning reels have that frame now. It's crazy good deal at $49.99. Don't be afraid of it. I'm telling you, it acts like $100 reel.
You know, that one competes head to head with your friends from Pure Fishing's reel called the President. I mean, we sell thousands and thousands of them, but that is coming at them in full force, and it's a great quality product. So it's awesome. Great job, engineering team, on that one.
The next reel I want to talk about is, again, one of our flagships, the Tatula. The Tatula LT. It is a fantastic reel. Now, granted, I went from one point in the price point spectrum to another. Went at $49. This one we're going to jump up a ways. This is a $189 retail reel. It utilizes the Daiwa Zion frame, which is an exclusive proprietary material to Daiwa. It's still what we would put under our LT frame. It's light and tough. It's a carbon graphite. And it's that much lighter than the other reels that are out there. Looks sharp. It's got our cool Tatula Spider on there. Again, at $189. It's not going to be for everybody per se, but I'll tell you, once you have one of them, you're going to buy more. It's just that smooth of a reel. So,
what are you running for ball bearings in that Tatula?
That one has 7 bearings. It's a 6-ball bearing, and I think of like a 1 roller bearing. So it's a 7 bearing system in that one.
Roger.
Again, it utilizes our air rotor and our air bale frame. I can't say that word for some reason, but
what and fill us in, Tim, and correct me if I'm wrong. The Digi gears. I can't remember what do you call your new gearbox in the Tatulas?
The cold forged gears. That's just what they are. Is that they're cold forged. They're that much stronger, and that's something that we utilize on a lot of our spinning reels. And you're just going to get more longevity out of that reel. It's not going to just last a couple years, and they're not throwaway reels. Yep. They definitely hang. And I think that one has a 5-year warranty. I think I better look before I say that out loud, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It takes a 5-year warranty on that. So.
And also talk to Tula. I think you were talking the rod. You have the shirts you can get to me or get to us that we can get to these guys. You doing that same deal on the reels too?
Correct. If it's a Tatula, absolutely. Awesome. Yep.
Because typically at the shows, for you guys and gals listening in, we work hand in hand with Daiwa and a lot of the vendors as well, but Daiwa always has great incentives, whether it's tackle box, a sweatshirt, a long sleeve shirt, whatever it may be. And so being that the shows didn't happen, I know Greg and Carrie said, hey, let's send them over to the Reeds boys. Let's figure out how to use them. So we're using those here for the Zoom calls through the 15th of May. So anybody who buys any of these products who qualifies for it, so you buy a Tatula rod or reel, and we'll connect you up with that hook. White, I'm going to call it white camo long sleeve. Yep. So that's great. So thank them as well when you get back on the phone with them.
One of the other things, Drew, I think we should throw out there, and you tell me what you want to do, but this is where I'm leaning. For the customer comes in and buys, a Tatula, and then they team it up with a, one of our new Kage rods. I mean, if they spend over $250, I think we might be able to throw in something like this, huh?
As long as you can get those to me, that'd be awesome, because I have not seen that. But if you can make that happen, I'm game. We'll pay the shipping and set it out with them for sure.
This is a hook hoodie, super comfy. That's a little too warm for it. They're finally getting warm enough up here now, but I wear that hoodie a lot. But that's a heck of a hoodie. And if you spend $250 or more, we'll see if we can't drum up a hook hoodie here for you.
Awesome. And guys and gals here on the call too, like I said earlier, we are open. So if there's any questions or deals we can offer, typically, we do a 10 to 20% savings off of normal retail on a rod or a reel. The custom combos we hit on are already marked down, so that we can definitely do free freight on those. But if you have any questions or want to save a buck, call us. We're glad to help. 800-346-0019. The call center's here. We've got Tom, Eric, Mike, and Justin up there today rocking the phones, and they know the deals as well, Tim, except for the free stuff you're talking about. So after this, I'll run upstairs and find out as well. So,
yeah, we'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. You want to talk a little bait casters next, or do you want
to? There's one other reel I want to talk about. I don't have one here because it's even on the good guy rep deal, it's still a little too rich for my blood, but there are some guys that absolutely love this reel.
Are you going here?
Yeah, reach around to that case if you don't mind and grab that Exist.
The old Exist.
Yep. Well, we don't. I know Keith has sold some of these in his day, and Corey Brock is a magician at selling the Exist. But that is a make. The frame itself is what we call a monocoque frame. I know that's a mouthful, but it's a one-piece frame, and it's actually made out of magnesium. It's super light. It is the 1,000 and the 2,000 size is less than 5.5 ounces.
I think the little stand it's sitting on. I think the little stand it's sitting on is heavier than the reel.
Yeah, it's crazy how light this reel is on top of how smooth it is.
Yeah,
mag sealed. So again, it's got the magnetized oil in there to keep the grime and gook. So anybody if you're going saltwater fishing, this reel is awesome for that too. So
and Keith had a 3,000, but here's a 1,000. We actually sold a few of these to ice anglers that were in permanent shacks. So the cold wasn't an issue, but they wanted something lightweight on their custom rods. But it's a fantastic little reel. And I tell you, talking dollar for dollar, it's putting a challenge on the old friend named Stella.
Yeah.
Talking
is my buddy Todd on this call?
I don't see him on my end, but you never know. but it's been a record breaker. Not only at Reed's, but across the board for Daiwa. It's a fantastic little reel. The best reel that you guys have probably ever engineered.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you guys this. I mean, I was very shocked. I'm like, I saw the price tag on it when they first came out. I'm like, man, I don't know how many of these I can sell. I've sold way more of those than I would have imagined. And Reed sells, they sell the fire out of more than you would think. I can tell you that. So fantastic reel for the money.
You know, I don't know all the names on the chat today, but one of the things we really strive for is the best service, the best advice, the best price. So we can get you the right products. We can explain to you why you want these products or why you need these products and offer you the best savings on it as well. So, you know, that sort of tees up to the next thing. Guys, a lot of anglers will say, hey, why do you need a Steez rod? And the Steez rod is going head to head right after the NRXs, very lightweight, very, very sensitive, a lifetime warranty, if I recall correctly. And they're the only guys who are running a full neoprene grip. And so they cut the cork out of it, creates a little better sensitivity, and it creates a lighter weight rod so you can feel better too.
And that also has our AGS, our air guide system for guides on there. And there's the guides are so lightweight. So the entire set of those guides weigh less than one guide on a different rod. So think about that. That's how light they are. And they're very rigid. So if you are using them and putting them in a rod box, you got to be very careful. I would sleeve them up because they are, but what that also does make them super sensitive. But because they are that rigid, people ram them in there and they can snap them off. So you got to be super careful there. But they are very, very sensitive to the tune of how much lighter they make it. But how cool these things are. There's a rod company to the east of us in Wisconsin that utilizes those on some of their new rods, that AGS guide system.
Yep. So if you do one of those, you pick your color.
Bang, right
glove,
there.
Super, super easy protective sleeve, $6.99 retail, but this saves a boatload of guys good dollars on breaking rods.
And it saves me trouble for when guys come in and say, I don't know, man, they just broke. It's like, yeah, you snapped that off in a rod box. But cool. Moving on, if we can, Drew, I'm going to move on to some bait casters. Why don't you grab?
So let's do it. Let's rock. So it's your favorite category, so let's
go. I think we have some. Do we have a CR80 there by chance?
CR80.
So I just wanted to grab this one. Thanks, Keith. It's kind of more of an opening price point in the baitcaster lineup for us. It's a $79 retail. But for someone that is just wanting to just get their first bait caster, you know, if they're new to bass fishing or you know, pike fishing, they want to throw big spinner baits or something. Here's a good price point bait caster to get yourself in the market. On top of, again, going back to the bottom bouncer side of things, that still has that thumb down, thumb up. You know, if you wanted it, for someone that wanted to use it for being out on the water pulling spinners, which we do a lot of, you know, in that Leech Lake area for sure. So $79.99, both right and left hand. And it's a good opening price point for a bait caster.
And then, so you got the CR, then you go up to the CG at like $99 with
Correct.
1 or 2 more ball bearings, if I recall.
Correct.
Yep. Because the CG, we do a great amount of sales, especially for the bass leagues.
Yep.
Guys that, you know, are the weekend warrior, but they really want to hand something down to their bride or their angler and their boat with them and give a quality product at the right price. So
absolutely,
hits it out of the park for us too.
Absolutely. The next one, if you guys don't mind grabbing, is the and I have one here too, but it'll be easier is the Tatula lineup. Again, our flagship. We have 3 sizes in this. We have the 100, 150, and 200. As Drew just did a zoom up, that's got our T-wing system.
You see that okay?
Yeah. I want you to engage that spool there quick to show how that T-wing system works. I'm sorry, to free spool it.
I'll hold it and free spool it.
There you go. And if you can kind of see how it dropped itself down, and what that does is allows for longer casts because it's less restrictive to the line. It allows it to move more freely. And then when you go ahead and engage the reel, go ahead and engage it. See how that pops back up, and then it just works like a normal level wind. That's another exclusive proprietary thing, the T-wing system that we have to the Daiwa reels, starting with the Tatula. Super cool.
In this family, you can make any option you want, any gear, left or right.
Yep. 6'3" to 8'1". Yep. And in the 100 size, it's nice, small, compact. Drew there has the 150 there. The 150 has a 100 millimeter handle, a little bit bigger handle. Great for frogs, great for pitching. Fantastic. Ooh, you're jumping to my pitch flip already.
Well, it's exciting. It's Tatula stuff.
I dig it.
Yeah.
So this is probably the favorite one that Keith has got in his hand there too. So that is the Tatula pitch flip, which is it came out late last year. Realistically, it's new for this season up here where we're at. It has an aluminum side plate, aluminum frame, so it's lightweight but very solid and very rigid for those big monster hook sets in shallow water. The cool thing about this reel is it's exclusively made for pitching and flipping. So I don't know, Keith, can you spin that around to show how shallow that spool is? So that spool there is a lot more shallow than anything else that we make, but it's only going to hold about 60 yards of 50-pound J braid on there. So it's not a lot. It's not something you want to. I mean, you can cast this thing right to the spool pretty easily, but that's not what it's made for. It's made for pitching and flipping. It's got that big 100 millimeter handle to grab down and crank and set the hook on those big girls that are up in that shallow water. But the cool thing about it is that Mag Force brake, we re-engineered it to actually, so when you're pitching and flipping, at the end of your cast, that bait's going to want to go up and go right back down in the water. That brake's going to start to engage, so you're going to have a lot more silent entry into the water. All the diehard bass guys, they probably have 3 pitching and flipping rods in their boat. This is the reel for that person. Right and left hand, 3 speeds. Fantastic. Actually, 2 speeds, I think, 7.3 and 8.1. So, but both right and left hand. New this year for Daiwa. Next one is the, I don't know, did you have the Tatula SV there?
This is your runner-up. So, of course, I grabbed him for you. You sent me that text saying, we got to talk about SVs. And it's even got your Vikings purple on there because you are a Vikings fan, Tim. I know you too.
Absolutely. I don't know if I have any Vikings thing here out in my office. Well, the Tatula SV is that's something that we're just known for. The SV spool, the super versatile spool, which is what it does is helps cut down on backlashes. It's got an oversized inductor in the brake that is going to engage sooner and allow it's more for a more controlled speed. So it's a lot harder to get an overrun. You can still do it. Believe me, I've done it, but it definitely cuts down. And it was kind of created for more of a technique throwing light baits, but it caught on so much. That is one of our overall best-selling reels is the Tatula SV, just because of you can do everything with it. Super versatile.
And those are retailing at $199, if I recall correctly.
Correct.
Yep.
And to jump back briefly, Tatulas, you're looking at the regular Tatulas, $159 to $169, depending on size, and you're looking at $239 on the pitch flip. So,
we talk about fun stuff like rods yet, or where are we going?
Well, before we get there, I want to talk about musky reels quick. Can we do that quick?
Musky.
Just because we're still in reels.
Musky. Is that June 1st go live? I think Musky. Am I close?
Yeah, I think it's that first weekend in June.
All right. Well,
right? Isn't it, Keith?
Season opener special.
Season opener special. So Keith has got the brand new Lexa Win in his hand. That's got the new kind of matte black look to it, the matte black finish. That's a Win grip that you see on the handle itself. Comes in both the 300 size and the 400 size in a variety of different speeds for gear ratios. So anything from burning baits to, whether you got a crank, you need to throw a giant crank out there. And that's the cool thing about the new ones, and both the Lexa HD and Win, is we upgraded the clutch. So gone are the days of throwing that big bait and not having to, if you rolled your hand over too much and that reel would engage on its own, it created problems. So we upgraded that clutch on both our Lexa Win and our HD this year.
And 300 and 400, I believe, in the Lexa, but only in the Win, it's 400, correct?
Nope, both.
Both, okay.
300s and 400s.
Nice. And I know one of the questions earlier in the day was, do you have a lefty and righty? I believe we stock. I know we stock 4. So that's everybody.
And you're looking at $199, which is a great price on the 300 size, and you're looking at $249 on the 400 size.
Wow, when you compare that to Tranks at $399, it's a game
Tranks
changer.
makes a hell of a reel,
Yep.
but we do too, and ours are $50 or $249. What'd you say? Tranks is $399?
$399, yep. Whew. So, well done.
Yep. Did I sell you some of those musky rods that we were?
Well, the musky rod, the one and only musky rod. You know, the challenge with musky rods today is you can't ship these, you can't store these. So the number one thing that we at Reed support Daiwa for on this rod, number one, it's all cork, completely cork handle, full cork, no split grip, which the traditional guys and today's guys like. 9 foot, 8'6", 8 foot, I believe, are all telescopic. So you can put these in a rod locker easily. You can ship them easily, and they collapse down to a true telescopic rod, which is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
So, and I know, I stole your show. Back to you, sorry.
No, go for it. What actions do we have? The 8.6, and do we have
8, 6, 9, and 8 footers. Yep.
Okay.
In that deal, I know when you and I and Greg were on earlier at MBS this year, I know we were trying to make a special on that. So are you game for doing the free rod when you buy a win, or what are you thinking? What do you want to run for the deal on that one today?
Well, I was thinking half off, but
well, you want to go half? I'm fine with that.
I don't know. Your deal sounds a little bit better, I think.
Well, we can't double dip though, so we can go 20 off the reel and go half off of the rod, or we could take it through the 15th and go buy the reel at full price, get the rod for half, for free.
That sounds like a hell of a deal.
Keith, what do you think?
I'll take one.
We are going to butcher this up for the call center team. So you guys and gals listening, whew, get ready.
All right. So we're good on musky. We took care of those guys here quick. What about, let's jump into the rods if we can.
You want to start new, or do you want to start traditional? Last year,
let's start with the traditional one there that you
All
got.
right.
I shouldn't say traditional, but the one that we had last year. But there you go, that one.
Elites.
Two Elite.
Aaron's Sheldon specialty right there. He fixes that thing every day. Steamboat Bay. Aaron Sheldon.
The Tatula Elite, which many of you know, Daiwa's got a fantastic pro team. You know, from our local Seth Fighter, Brent Ayler, Ish Monroe, we got some fantastic pros, bass fishing guys out there that they make their living doing this. So Daiwa and our pros, we sat down and we meaning the pros, they put together the exact specs of their rods that they wanted. And if you watch, whether it's BASS or the Elite Series, or if you watch MLF, you see our guys, they are using their rods. And sometimes they're using each other's rods. But the majority of the time, they are using one of the Daiwa, the Tula Elites. So they're action-specific, technique-specific, signature from said pro. And we got some really cool ones out there. That's a Seth Fighter that Keith has got there. He's our local hero. And a great guy and a hell of a fisherman.
So that's your 199, your Elite Series, correct?
Yep, 199 to 289, depending on if it's got AGS or not.
Yep, and then last year they also came out with a standard Tatula, the non-Elite. So you're running a split grip cork handle.
Yep.
At a 149 price point, and this has been a slam dunk for a lot of guys getting to the bass world that we deal with here at Reed's as well. They don't understand the technology and why to pay a little more. So it's a little heavier rod, a little better backbone. But this is a fantastic price point for us too. And you still have your infamous guides, Tango Free, K guides, correct?
Fuji guides.
Fuji guides.
Yep. So, and we're, on the Elite Series, they start at, that 189, they go all the way up to 289, depending on if they have AGS guides or not. So, and like Drew was saying, that's a 149 retail price point on that Tatula. It's a fantastic buy.
And
we have all technique specifics from spinning and casting. If you want, whether you're looking for a frog rod or a flipping rod, or a good all around 7'3" medium heavy for a good do all rod. So.
And every day of the week, we run 10% off on all your Daiwa rods at 150 more. But I would say for the Zoom call too, if you'd like, we can do an extra 5. So it'd be 15% off an elite or a standard Tula. So I won't ask for a co-op reimbursement. That one.
It's fantastic.
Hey, can we talk about something fun?
All right.
We got to talk about this beast. It's killing me. What is this thing called?
The new Kage. So we came out with this rod last year. We added a bunch of new actions and technique-specific rods this year. Kage in Japanese stands for shadow. So that's why it's got that cool matte look. They're cork handles for that traditional person that doesn't like that EVA foam grip like we have on the Tatula Elites. This uses our SVF, which is a high modulus carbon graphite in our rod with our X45 technology. So it's got a bunch of 45-degree angle weaves inside of that, which helps the rod from twisting. It makes it that much stronger. So it's very lightweight, very sensitive, very strong. It's our real high-end graphite. It's dealer only, so you can't buy this at Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's or Academy. This is a dealer-only rod that you can only get at independent dealers like Reed's.
And the other fun thing with that too is they finally pulled away from the bass and geared this rod right at a walleye, a panfish, a perch guy, a more multi-species rod, which is awesome.
Yep.
We've been asking Daiwa to do that for a couple of years, and they hit it. They've got price point reels now with the right price point universal rods. So they've got a slam dunk on that as well. And that is, I think there's 4 or 5 key offerings that we do in addition to the normal bass setup as well. So you're running a 6.6, a 7. I know you've got a 7.6 medium light for your slip bobber guy.
Yep.
It'll be a slam dunk. It's awesome. Right through this year.
We have a 6'3". I know when Keith and I were up in the warehouse, we were looking at him, and he had a couple that he really liked. He's got some specific customers in mind for that jig fishing, that vertical jig that what we do, especially early with that 6'3" medium extra fast that they came out with in the walleye series from Kage. I think we're going to sell out of those quickly.
And they do a 5.9 in that as well, which I know some of the guys are talking about doing jigging wraps with, a little more stiffer action. Truly a vertical.
And it's got that short handle.
Yep.
It's got that. This is that 6'3". It's got that short handle to it. So.
Which is nice. Well done to the team on that one for sure.
Yeah, that was pretty pumped.
Yep.
Pretty pumped. So, last but not least, I think we should talk about the Greg Johnson Father's Day special setup.
The old Greg Johnson special. What you gotta fill me in on what you and Greg were doing the day or night this came out. Tell me about the story. Why do I have a float, a bottle opener, luggage? I mean, tell me what's your theory on this? I gotta know.
Well, what's as a father, what's our favorite holiday besides Christmas? No, Father's Day. And that's the idea that they came up with is that this is a Father's Day special. It's got a beer bottle opener. Let's see that thing, Drew.
I'm sorry.
Flip it around. Oh, yep. So you got for your beers. And then it's a 2-piece. So if you wanted to go, we don't want to do any air travel right now, but it's got the luggage tag for your bag. You can break it down. It's a 2-piece rod. It's got the floater in case you have a little too many beers and drop your boat keys in the water. It's going to float. And then it also has the rod wraps there for multiple Rev Rose combos if you want to wrap them together and go to your buddy's house. Has a true Rev Rose LT reel, that's the reel we already talked about that we sell for $49.99. And is that a 6'6" medium? Is that what
this is a 6'6" medium light in my hand, but I believe I've got 6'6" medium and I think 7 foot 2.
So perfect actions for what we do here in the upper Midwest for walleyes, crappies, northerns.
Yeah.
And a little goodie bag essentially attached to it. What are we selling those today for?
Well, the reel you got at $49.99. The rod is at $99 hanging on the rack with 3 aisles over. And I think we got to do a Greg Johnson special on this at $75.
Oof.
$75. We're going to do this now through May 15th. But you'll see this at Father's Day at Reed's and Walker and Relax at $99. So we're not going to extra $25 off. Just for a little extra Greg Johnson special, as we call this.
All right.
I don't know if Greg's watching, but
I hope he is.
Thank you for putting this deal together. Well done. Well done. So the fun challenge is we're in this time in day and age right now where we don't know what the new norm is tomorrow, but all we can do is enjoy today. And so that's why we're here today with Daiwa, with Tim Fogarty, talking about what's new and exciting from Daiwa, what's new for opener, what kind of deals we can offer too. So I think, you hit it out of the park with taking those Northwest Sports Show deals and passing those on. So please pass it along to the guys above who we all know and trust as good family friends, that we appreciate them doing that for the guests today, because it's a huge deal.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. Glad to be here and glad to do it. So
yeah. So hopefully things get back to normal. Is there anything else you wanna touch on, Tim, before we sort of unlock and see if anybody's got any questions or ideas or feedback that we can talk to in person about?
I think I kind of got my notes that I wanted to touch on. I think we nailed most of them.
Awesome.
Keith, was there anything that you had for me or something that I forgot?
No, I think that went very well. Very well explained.
So team, listen in. I just unmuted everybody. Is there any questions or ideas or concept that you're asking? You got one of the legendary bass fishing extraordinaires, Mr. Tim Fogarty, on the line here, and
rock bass.
Is there any questions out there, guys or gals listening in, that we can discuss with you?
Yeah, I live down in the cities. Do you guys ship rods if I want to get an elite rod?
Positively, yes, sir. You can give us a jingle. You got a pen handy, sir?
Yeah.
800-346-0019. You can just give us a jingle. We can talk through the actions for what fits you best. But yeah, we ship daily. If you place an order over the phone, typically we can get it out within the next 2 business days after it's been placed. We can't always offer these deals on the web due to MAP and our friends keeping a close eye on it. So we always encourage the call. We can give you a deal, then we'll get it shipped as promptly as we can. And any orders over $100, Reeds will pay the freight. And then, under it's $9.95, but we can throw the free goods in once I get those from Tim. So if you want to call us today, we can get something going there and ship the free goods separate, or we can figure that out for sure for you.
Okay. Is there anything I need to say if I call in?
I would definitely just talk about the Daiwa Zoom session, and I will connect with our call center team to make sure they're in the know. But yeah, it's a great question. So yeah, just reference the Daiwa Zoom question, and that'd be great. So thank you for listening in, sir.
Yeah, thank you. One more. How long are these deals going? I'm just trying to figure out which size rod I want to get.
We're going to run these deals like I rattled off earlier. May 15th is when we're going to cut off and go back to normal pricing. So today through May 15th, the Reeds is open 7 days a week on the phones, and our retail stores will be open this Friday at 9 a.m. So 9 a.m. in Walker and in Mille Lacs as well. So I know you're from the cities. If you go up and plan on fishing Mille Lacs at all, Josh and that team down there can assist as well. We do have all of the same combos in the Mille Lacs store and a smaller selection of reels, but the core stuff by Daiwa is for sure in the building. Keith and I and a team were down there yesterday setting that store, so it's looking good, and they've got the right product, and bait's getting delivered tomorrow for any of those guys who want to do a little pre-fishing for your panfish or crappies. But yeah, you're ready to roll down Mille Lacs too. So that helps you being from the metro. We can make sure you're ready there too.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions out there that we can answer? I don't have a Jordan Lee, but I got a Tim Fogarty, so. Well, I think we'll wrap it up. But again, if there's any questions, feel free to give us a call. I might have rattled that off too fast. 800-346-0019. And again, I'm Drew Arnold Reeds, joined here with Keith Dahl, and we appreciate Tim Fogarty jumping on from our friends at Daiwa and making this all come together today. So thank you,
Thanks
Tim.
for having me.
Yeah. And, you guys and gals listening in and chatting in, we appreciate that. So if we can help, please holler. Otherwise, hopefully we'll see you on the water here or see you in the storefronts.
Yeah, good luck fishing.